Graken Eisenflaker. Son of a blacksmith, Graken spent his early life helping his father around the workshop, regularly borrowing unsold weapons from the shop and practicing against trees and rocks near the mine. However, when Graken was merely 12 years of age, the mine ran dry, and his father, along with his mother and younger sister, decided to pack up and travel the world, offering their services to anyone with coin. Graken's father tried teaching him the family trade, but his attention with the hammer lay not with striking the anvil, but with smashing beasts of the wild. Seeing there was too much desire for combat and the thrill it grants, his father decided to teach Graken how to fight like he had during his own early life. Despite, or perhaps because of his thirst to do battle, Graken was a slow learner, always trying to improvise and do things his own way. But he had a good arm and strong body, which meant the two of them were more than a match for most dangers a traveling craftsman's path presented. And his frequent hunts, though worrisome, more often than not brought plenty of game. Graken was content with this lifestyle and has always remained just a day's travel close to his family for the past 17 years. Zim. A piece of floating crystal, exactly 5 feet in diameter, with dark, blunt spikes. It looks the same no matter what angle you look at it. Has a light blue glow emanating from the middle. This glow intensifies, changes color, or becomes dim, depending on what it is trying to accomplish, such as speak, manipulate, or understand. An invisible force manifests around whatever it is trying to accomplish. A voice next to your ear, a fist in your face, a leg to trip you up, not to mention the more devastating forces when it engages in combat. Effectively, while alive, it appears two-dimensional to others and is almost weightless. But if it were to revert back to being a giant spherical crystal, it would suddenly be 3-dimensional and weigh just over 600 kilograms and no longer glow in the middle. Zim was a large spherical crystal, until one day it decided to be alive. So it became conscious and started floating around, looking for things to do. It is curious about mortals and their world. Once, someone tried to break off a part of it and sell it off, so Zim decided to appear less like a giant floating crystal and started glowing in the middle, and became 2-dimensional. Harper Adonis. Fate took it from me. I was cheated. The rest live on as youthful as ever, while I become old and crooked. Father told me of the day I was born, of how he went to drink from the cup of immortality and join his predecessors at the mansion. He told me to one day find my way there and join him. When I arrived, full of youth and vigor, I was greeted with joy. I was a strong, educated man, ready to become part of the vampiric aristocracy. How long it had been since another had drank from the cup. I did not realize it at the time, but what I drank was not what my forefathers had. It was tainted. By malice or ignorance, no one knew. Nearly 7 decades I spent in that mansion, learning of the past, acquainting myself with the traditions of subtle influence and the intricacies of politics. I was to be part of the ruling class for eternity. And yet, one day, I saw an old man stare back at me. My strength had not faded, nor had my wit, but everyone knew something was wrong. But they refused to tell me for so long. I questioned them, but none answered. I saw disappointment in my father's eyes, sadness in my grandfather's. None knew. A grim feeling befell the whole mansion. Everyone, from the mere centuries old to those who had seen eons pass, knew a new time was upon them. Change had arrived to our bedrock of stability. I was the first to fail to become immortal. Even the oldest among us, whose life extended beyond written history, could not understand. Had our actions finally caught the attention of some divine beings? Had we been betrayed? Such thoughts spread like wildfire, and true paranoia set in. Then, one by one, we began killing each other. I slew several of my kin, those who still trusted me the most. It was always presented as an accident or ill fate, but we all knew that which no one dared speak out loud. What was once full of chatter and entertainment and study had become a true ghost mansion. When there were only a handful of us remaining, we had our final confrontation. One of the elders, my great-grandfather, another ancestor, and me. We never let each other out of sight for weeks on end, still going about our daily lives as if nothing was wrong, reading, eating, learning, but with a dagger at our sides and death on our minds. Finally, the tension was too much for me to bear. I snapped. I took a family heirloom, a mighty spear, ordained with scriptures and runes of ancients, and rushed my great-grandfather, impaling him to the wall. I twisted it until the life had been ebbed out of his oh-so-still youthful cheeks. Then I let go, and saw his limp body bluntly hit the floor. The others had armed themselves by now, and the battle raged on for hours, no room left untouched. The elder was struck down from the back, while I wrestled with him in the basement, the sword nearly stabbing me in my heart after piercing his. The two of us remaining had none of our nobility left. We were the animals we had scorned and learned to loathe for so long. He was from another lineage, one that had split from my own a dozen generations ago, still some resemblance to my father. I do not recall much of that fight. All I know is I awoke to the sun burning my skin. His body, which was gifted with the true essence of immortality, a raging inferno a mere few feet from me. Hours passed, yet I did not die. My body scarred, my mind broken, my life of luxury gone. I could not accept what fate had given me. To do so would be to deny my very being. I will remake history. I will fix its errors. The old are gone. My blood is impure. The secret of eternal life is no more. No more, that is, where I expected it to be. The world is vast. The worlds are endless. I will find a way to restore my legacy. I will manifest it if I have to, by force of destruction if need be.